Hi, welcome back. We'll call this one I, because I got interrupted in the middle of the statement. I am ad-libbing some from my prepared remarks. It was shock, I think, that caused multiple visits to the tomb. And again, I'm not being authoritative, I'm surmising. As we're continuing on with this I now, we'll call this At the Rising of the Sun. I'll write that so I can make notes for my YouTube. I will be at the rising of the sun. We're going to go from this 16:3, that's Mark, and we're going to get down to the end of the chapter. I'm going to make probably some other comments, so brace yourself. They said among themselves, "Who shall roll away the stone from the door of the sepulchre?" And when they looked, they saw the stone was rolled away, for it was very great. Entering into the sepulchre, they saw a young man sitting on the right side, clothed in a long white garment, and they were affrighted. Wouldn't you be? And he saith unto them, "Be not affrighted. Ye seek Yahshua ha-Nazareth, which was impaled. He is risen. He is not here. Behold the place where they laid him. But go your way, tell his disciples and Kepha, that he goeth before you into Hagalil, and there ye shall see him, as he said unto you." And they went out quickly and fled from the sepulchre, for they trembled and were amazed. Neither said they anything to any man, for they were afraid. You would be too. Now an unbelieving church world stops here in the modern, what I call them, Nestle chocolate versions, or Westcott Hort heresies. All these new versions out there, they stop there and they say, no need to go on. This is where it should stop, or this is where it stops. Okay? That's what unbelievers do. They stop and they end it with fear. But Yahweh hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and might and of a sound mind. Mark does not end his narrative on a note of fear. We as believers do not believe that. So you might say believers don't believe some things. An empty tomb emboldens readers to read on. Now when Yahushua was risen, early the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast out 7 devils. An unbelieving church world misplaces commas to defend their man-made traditions. The obedient and faithful servant replaces the comma back where it should properly be. Now when Yahushua was risen, early the first day of the week, he appeared. No comma. The believer recognizes Sunday so-called not as a day of resurrection, but more accurately as the day of appearance. And incidentally, where are we commanded in the Scriptures to keep a day of resurrection or appearance or anything of this nature? That's all, to me, ritualism, outwardness. The resurrection's to be on the inside of us. We are to live according to the Spirit, according to the Scriptures. And she went and told them that had been with him as they mourned and wept. And they, when they had heard that he was alive and had been seen of her, believed not. After that he appeared in another form unto 2 of them as they walked and went into the country. More on that in Luke. And as they went and told it unto the residue, neither believed they them. Well, who would believe this stuff? Unless your eyes were open to the supernatural. Afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat, and he upbraided them with their unbelief and the hardness of heart. Can't you just imagine that? Yep, that's him. He's always doing that. He's always rebuking us for our unbelief. Because they believed not them who had seen him after he was risen. And he saith unto them, Go ye therefore into the world, and proclaim the glad tidings to every creature. He that believeth and is immersed shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them that believe in my name. They shall cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. So then after Yahushua had spoken, he was received up into heaven, Hashemayim, set on the right hand of Yahweh. They went forth and proclaimed everywhere, Yahweh working with them and confirming the word with signs following. Amen. Luke continues. An unbeliever wants to stop at verse 49. Believers simply can't do so until the entire story is told. So, I don't remember why I put that in there, but people want to mess with the scriptures is the point. But let's read Luke 24:1. Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came into the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, certain others with them, and they found the stone rolled away with the sepulchre. We're up to verse 3 already, and we're going to read to at least 24. And they found the stone rolled away. They entered in, found not the body of Yahushua. Came to pass, as they were much perplexed thereabout, behold, 2 men stood by them in shining garments. And they were afraid, bowed down their faces to the earth. They said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, but is risen. Remember how he spoke unto you when he was yet in Hagalil, saying, The Son of Man must be delivered to the hands of sinful men and be impaled, and the third day rise again. And they remembered the words, and returned from the sepulchre, and told all these things unto the 11 to the rest. It was Mary Magdalene, and Joanna, and Mary the mother of James, Yaakov, and other women that were with them, which told these things unto the apostles. An unbeliever makes out there is no place for women with Jesus. Messianic believers in Yeshua know better. We know it was women that helped our Master, stood with him when all the other men departed, and ministered to his needs both in life, death, and resurrection. And their words seemed to them as idle tales. They believed them not. Then arose Caiaphas and ran unto the sepulchre, and stooping down he beheld the linen clothes laid by themselves, and departed wondering in himself at that which is come to pass.